right.
closer, man, and they want to see your pretty face.
All right.
Pretty face.
Why are graveyards always crowded?
Because there's so many dead people.
Nope.
Why?
I've heard this, but I can't.
People are dying to get in.
Hey, people are dying to get in.
People are dying to get in.
You know, I've always thought about that.
What?
That's a really good business to get into. Because, I mean, you were
Graveyards?
just, you know, funeral homes, mortuaries, just
Cremation?
death in general.
Yeah, they
Because
shell out a lot of money for
always
that,
going to
for sure.
die. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, every day someone's
I
dying.
think they take advantage of
Absolutely. I mean, you would.
families that are in dire straits.
You would too. I mean, you're going to take
How do you
advantage.
know that?
Supply
I would
and
not.
supply and demand,
No,
baby.
I wouldn't. I would be fair and honorable and not take advantage of anyone.
That was funnier than Alton's joke.
Oh,
Bolts and Hose
we're
episode.
starting to say on a very morbid note,
Well, kind of. I mean, that was a morbid joke, but
I guess.
you know, everyone's dying to get into the
So we're
cemetery.
episode number 118 this week. 118. Say it in Spanish, Bryce.
118.
I think that's close enough. It sounds right.
I think that's right.
I think you're right.
18 is 18,
Yeah.
and 100 is 100. So 100 y, I think, we're good.
Wrapping up another fun-filled, action-packed week at Patriot Bolt.
Dude, this just seemed like the longest week ever. I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah,
I think
it's
so
just-
too.
It's been a wearing week.
It has.
I don't know why it is. It's because
Well, there's been a lot of orders that have just been dragging out, and you know they've kind of culminated. You know, we're here at the end of the quarter.
end of the quarter. We got to ship it out. Get it out the door.
So we still got 3 days left, or actually 2 days now.
So the last day is Tuesday, correct?
Correct.
So we still got some work to do.
So guys will be working in the shop tomorrow, and then so we got 3 working days left,
3 working days,
2 shipping days left.
2 shipping days,
Yeah.
2 more. I mean, we always take call outs on the weekend. So really 4 sales days left.
True.
But I mean, not a lot happens on the weekends most of
Right.
the time. So exciting week. Opening day of baseball.
Yeah. We got the Houston
March
Open
Madness.
this weekend.
Golf is
Yeah.
in town.
Yeah. Got the Masters coming up.
Yeah, it's in a month or so.
Yeah.
A couple weeks.
Middle of April, right? Yeah.
Yeah, 2-3 weeks. Yeah. Fighting Illini, University of Illinois, whooped up on the Houston Cougars last night.
And you're the only one happy about that here.
Dude, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of orange and blue rolling around downtown yesterday.
Is there?
Yeah, and they're going to be all over the place this weekend.
That was a coincidence.
No, man, they travel deep. It's a big school. There's over 100,000 people that go to that school. I mean, that's a, you know what I'm saying?
You know, with all the airport lines and all that stuff, I'm surprised that people would make the trek for something like that, though.
You ain't lying.
Yeah.
I bet some people drove.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've known some people that waited in the airport line, and that's a real thing.
they say it's 7 hours,
Yeah.
right?
Real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was talking to old boy, one of our vendors came in. He said he was trying to fly up to Oklahoma, and he was like, I'm not even going to go.
Yeah.
It's just no point.
Somebody I knew they had a flight at 5 o'clock. They got there at 8 o'clock in the morning. They got lucky, though, because I think they opened up another line, and they just happened to jump in and get the line at the right time.
Yeah.
But if you didn't do that, if you didn't get lucky, you were screwed.
It was like when we went to, we flew out to Hobbs or something, and we thought it was going to be some crazy line. We got there, we walked through in 10 minutes, and then
3 people in the
we ended up getting hammered
waiting
at
on
the
the
airport.
plane. Yeah.
Sucked down like 18 vodka sodas.
Speaking of that, what are you drinking there, Bryce? You got lucky.
Just an energy drink, man. Just
It's
an
like
energy
you
drink.
got lucky.
Yeah, it is. It's called Lucky. I want to
it's
try
called
something new.
Lucky.
I've never had this.
Watermelon candy.
Yeah, so check this out. I guess the guy who started it, he survived a Delta plane crash. 138 people died on that plane. He was one of the survivors, so he started Lucky Energy.
No way.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, shit, I'll throw him a couple bucks.
That is
I'll
interesting.
support Lucky.
How many milligrams of caffeine are in that?
200.
Well, that's not bad.
Well, I already had 300 this morning,
Oh,
so,
okay.
you know.
Man,
But they say max out at 600.
does it increase
In a
your
day.
metabolism?
I don't know, probably.
Like
I mean,
caffeine? Yeah.
my heart does feel a little jumpy, but
I bet.
I
You need to
love
be
that
careful
feeling.
of that stuff, man.
I love the feeling
I
of...
hear horror stories about that.
I don't know.
People that drink them incessantly.
I don't. Normally I have one a day. I was just dragging a little bit this afternoon, so... And I wanted to have some energy for all of our
And it really
loyal-
picks you up.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I definitely feel a difference.
Tell the difference.
For sure.
I've never gotten addicted to them. I've drank them before, but It really doesn't have that much effect on me.
And some of them are better than others.
I'm naturally energetic.
Are you really?
Yeah.
What do you think where do you think that comes from?
I don't know, it's just my genes, I guess.
You have good genes.
Got good genes.
You have good denim. So I thought let's talk about stainless steel today.
I think that's a good topic. Yeah.
Specifically strained hardened. It's something we've
Strained
never really
hardened.
talked about, and it's a cool, interesting. It's like no other product on the market.
The thing I've always found interesting about stainless steel is what is the primary component in stainless steel?
That's a good question. I mean, I think it's chromium and nickel, isn't it?
Well, no.
No?
The majority of it's going to be iron. Of
Oh
all
yeah.
things.
The most.
Yeah.
But the alloys that give
So
it corrosion
something
resistance.
you would think is, stainless and something that's resistant to corrosion is primarily made up of iron.
Sure.
And then they alloy it with nickel and chrome, and that's what gives its chemical resistance and temperature resistance.
And what is it in 316 that I think it's moly. It's either moly or manganese
Yeah.
that gives it more.
They'll put other
corrosion
things in it
resistance.
to alloy, but yeah, those are the three primaries, and then you have trace elements of those things in there.
And then you have like 321 and
But,
347,
the-
niobium and titanium.
Yeah.
We can really geek out on this.
So the thing that I found interesting is it has so much iron in it, so how do you keep it from oxidizing? I've
It
always
will.
been curious about that.
It does, and it
Yeah.
will.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it protects it, right? The chromium and nickel protect it.
Yeah.
But-
So what happens is the chromium, that part that's alloyed into it, those elements, ions, come to the surface, reacts with oxygen, and it creates a chromium oxide layer on the
Sure.
top. So you still have all the iron in between, but that layer on the top is what creates the corrosion resistance.
Because you will notice if you cut or like scratch a piece of stainless, then it will.
Yeah, because you're removing that
rust,
oxidation
yeah.
layer. So I guess it's kind of self-healing because it'll oxidize again and protect that area, but it can be susceptible to corrosion. So I always found that interesting. They call it stainless steel, but it's kind of a misnomer because it can
rust.
corrode.
For sure.
Yeah. And what's its biggest aggressor?
What do you mean? Like what would eat
What-
away at it the quickest?
What is the thing that impacts stainless steel the most?
Is in regards to what?
And just corrosion in general.
Corrosion.
Yeah.
Like what can attack it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's very common. You know this. Chloride.
I was gonna say salt. I mean, it has to be. So
Chlorides,
chlorides
yes.
or salt.
That's the
yeah.
one. That's the kryptonite for stainless steel because the chlorides react with that chromium oxide layer on the top and eats away at it, and then it exposes the iron that's there.
I guess it depends on how much though, because
Yeah, it eats it
316
away.
is used in a lot of offshore applications, right? I mean,
yeah, and those are the ones that they add the other alloying elements
Right.
to make it more resistant to
right.
chloride.
But 304 for sure is not good.
But just in general, I'm just saying stainless steels, chlorides. That's where you get all the pitting corrosion and stress corrosion,
Stress cracking,
cracking, and
yeah,
all that sort of thing.
for sure.
Is the result of chlorides coming in contact with it.
And so that's another point. You start talking about strain hardened, and it is more susceptible to stress corrosion cracking.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And why is that though? Why do you think that is?
Because I think it's less ductile. Because when you
Yeah.
cold work it and strain harden it
It's
that way,
stronger.
yeah.
but it's
you
less
lose some of the
elasticity,
ductility
yeah.
and things like that, and it becomes more brittle, really.
Right. It definitely does.
It's stronger, but there's some trade-offs with that.
So smaller diameter. So what is work hardening? So they're basically taking the bar and cold working it at room temperature, right? That's basically what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're drawing it
Either
out.
rolling it or
stretching it,
upsetting
yeah.
it in some way.
And it's more of a surface condition. That's one thing I didn't really understand. Like I thought it would be the whole bar, but it's not. It's just more of a surface. Like the inside of that, if you were to cut that open, the hardness is going to be a lot softer on the middle than the surface. So it's more of a surface hardening thing as opposed to, like if you heat treat something, a heat treat's going to soak through the bar. With work hardening or cold working or
When you're
strain
cold
hardening.
working it, you're realigning the grain structure so that it's creating additional strength.
And then
Increases tensile, increases yield.
because it's one of the only alloys you can even do that with. Other alloys, you have to heat treat it to get certain properties.
Yeah.
On stainless, 304 and 316 specifically, you have to work harden it. It's the only thing you can do. You can't heat treat it. You can't age it. It's the only way to make it stronger is to cold work it.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
That's right.
Like 17.4, you heat treat it to whatever condition. A286, you age it to get that additional strength. Nitronic is one of the other ones though. It's one and done. but it's a little stronger, has the galling properties. I think it's Nitronic 60 might be one of the most underused alloys out there. Because it's the same,
rare.
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same thing as 316, basically. Same strength, it's a little stronger. It holds up just the same in corrosion, applications.
But I think the rarity and the scarcity increases the price to the point where people walk away from it.
It's only a couple dollars more expensive than 316. So in the
It's
big
harder
scheme
to
of
find
things.
though too.
It's out there.
The standard grades of stainless and strain hardened are much more readily available.
You're right. I mean,
Even when you look at standard grades versus strain hardened, right? There's scarcities and holes in the market.
you're right. But it's just an interesting thing. Like, you would think something that was only a couple dollars a pound more expensive probably performs a little bit better than 316. It would just naturally be an upgrade.
Yeah, but call your local supply house and see if you can find that. See how much stainless they have relative to that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's night and day. And then, the larger diameters. So 1 inch, up to 1 inch is kind of, that's the where strain hardened material does its best. 1 inch to 2 inch, you're losing anywhere from 10 to 15 yield tensile. And then over 2 inch, it becomes a little messy.
And that's
It's
to your
very
point about as you
inconsistent.
get larger diameter, it's a higher percentage of the surface.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's just kind of interesting to me. I mean, it's just, again, I don't understand why you wouldn't just upgrade to another stainless steel, because it's very inconsistent once you get into larger diameters.
Yeah.
And, we get inquiries. I mean, we've done 2 inch, we've done 3 inch. We got that big order that one time on 3 inch. It was it's just a very inconsistent.
I mean, when you think about the price differential though from a standard, class 1 material to a class 2 strain hardened there.
doubles pretty much,
Yeah,
right?
so you're already at that point.
Right.
So you're talking about making a huge leap in cost, and now you're talking about making another 20-30%.
But use
increase on
Nitronic.
that.
Like, at 3 inch, it's basically the same thing. I mean, you're only losing a couple points in strength. I don't know. I think a lot of people don't.
It's a good point.
I don't know.
Maybe people should consider that, Bryce, based on your recommendation.
I think so. I mean, there's other alloys out there. Call me. We can talk.
Just go Inconel, and they'll solve all your
That's
problems.
usually my go-to.
Yeah.
U718, my favorites. You want to jump into parts? I think we covered some cool
Let's do it.
stainless.
I think that's enough to get people stirred up in the comment section anyway.
Have you ever noticed what our most watched episodes are?
I don't know that I've ever paid attention to that. I think Thanksgiving episodes and big techs are probably, because there's a lot of people that posted that, right?
I think
John King's page.
one of them was the moon, when we did the moon conspiracy, the moon landing conspiracy. Yeah.
I'll have to go back and look at that.
Yeah,
That's
people
interesting.
love that stuff. So I think we should maybe next episode jump into some
A little
conspiracies.
Candace Owen flair.
Yeah,
on there.
man.
So
Yeah.
just start throwing out some crazy.
Yeah, Mrs.
Shit.
Kirk is,
Yeah.
I don't know. We can get wild with it.
Well, let's not get into
We
that.
can get wild with
But
it.
we can come up with some stuff for
Yeah,
sure.
I got them. They're all in my head, man.
Yeah.
My head's 100 miles an hour thinking about conspiracies.
Okay, next time we're going to come up with
I think
one.
we should. I think it'd be fun.
I think we talked about that theme one time before.
What, conspiracies?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
doing that on a regular basis.
Yeah, it'd
we
be
got
fun.
away from it.
It would be
Moon
fun.
landing, JFK.
JFK.
Yeah.
I'm all in on all of them, man.
Bryce takes the most obscure stance on all this.
I'm just very skeptical of what people tell me. I don't believe a
Nothing wrong
lot.
with that. Yeah.
I don't believe the information that I'm told
COVID?
most of the time. COVID. Yeah, it'd be fun. It'd be fun.
Vaccinations?
I think I'm 50-50 on that. I think there's some, I think it's a very, it's a big business.
Exactly.
And the
Yes.
fact that, they
People
don't
making
hold,
a lot of money on it.
and they don't hold these big
Yeah.
pharmaceutical companies liable.
Yeah.
You can just get away with hurting people. I mean,
Okay, we're going to plan this. So we'll talk
it would
about
be fun.
Yeah,
It would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're going to pick a topic next week or week after next.
Which one?
This one, because this one's not done yet, right?
No, this one is not done. It's close. It's very close. So this is actually, it's an MPT pipe plug, okay? Of sorts. God, you always get your big mug in the way, and I can't zoom in.
My big
so
what?
Your mug.
Okay.
Your big, see, like you keep getting closer. And okay, so this is a 3/4 pipe plug made out of
It looks like a
90-10.
fan plug.
Kinda, yeah, sort of.
You think that's what it's going to be used for?
No, not at all.
Is it MP2 threads?
NPT, so 3/4
okay.
MPT, made out of 90-10 copper nickel.
Oh, okay.
How about that? That's one that I don't think we've ever shown.
NPT is tapered threads, right? So what is
Yeah.
tapered thread, Brian?
It's a national pipe, what is it, national pipe thread? Isn't that what it stands for?
Yeah.
And it just tapers down, so it gets smaller.
Yeah.
Right?
So your pitch diameter changes
As
over
you go
time.
down.
So when it goes in, it locks in place. So it's like a locking.
So it's larger, closer to the head, smaller, right? Mm-hmm. And then the cool thing, look at that hole. You got a tapped hole at the end of it.
Oh, is it tapped?
How about that?
That is awesome.
It's a number 10, or no, I think it's number 12.
That's weird. You know, we
28.
wonder all the time what some of this stuff is used for. We just,
Wow. So you got
you know, you can try to keep up with it, but you can't keep up with it.
You got an MPT pipe plug with a drilled hole, a number 1228 drilled hole in it, tapped hole. It's crazy.
You know, I bet there's some type of thermocouple or something that's threading into that,
Maybe.
and this is going inside. If this is MPT, it's probably sealing liquid, and there's probably some
Thermo-
probe
yeah.
or element.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
are we going to drill a hole through the top?
I don't think the top, this is done, so I think they're just going to clean that off.
Well, that
But we
may
do-
blow out that theory, because generally, if it was a thermocouple, you'd have
It'd go all the
water
way
coming
through.
out of the top. Yeah.
But so they do have, they're making some other parts. We'll show them on next week. They're making some other wild parts, even crazier than this, out in this shop. Same material. Yeah, a lot of different configurations. There's O-rings and O-ring grooves.
It's a copper nickel.
Copper nickel, yeah, 90-10. 90% copper, 10% nickel, I think, or vice versa.
How close to that is Monel?
Oh, it's,
Monel 60/40
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
That's a good question.
or 70/30?
And I would lie if I told you. I should just
You
lie
could've
because
just made
nobody's
it up.
watching. Yeah, yeah, it's exactly, yeah. 60-40, perfect.
They're just making the corner.
Interesting, right?
Yeah.
We should try to get that, but we always do this. We need a better camera that just zooms in on, see,
No, it's just a high resolution camera. It's all good.
we're a mess.
Yeah.
How about that one?
That's beautiful. Yeah.
So this is a set, square
Again,
head
it goes
set.
back to though, where is the drive on that though? How are they going to tighten that?
It still has millwork. So they're, it's a square head, it's a square head set
Oh,
screw.
square.
head
Okay.
set screw, an oval, end.
So you're bringing all these half-finished parts up here, Bryce.
Well, shit, if they're done, they're shipping, you know? I mean, I guess we could make extras, but these are in process. I'm just
Okay.
walking around the shop.
Okay.
I could tell the guys to make an extra
No, I
part, but
like
then
it. I
it'll
like
cut
it.
into our margins, and we won't make money because we're making extra pieces, right, John?
Yeah.
We need more money, right? But so, what material is that?
I'm going to go with the copper nickel as well.
It's a C655 silicon
So
bronze.
silicon bronze.
Yeah, 3/8/16 by inch and a half.
Beautiful. Same color as the other one then.
Yeah, this is a little
Similar.
lighter because I think you got that more nickel in there, so it gives a little bit more,
Yeah.
you know, silvery.
So you have more
sheen.
silicone in this one, so
Yeah,
it's
so
darker.
you get the little gold color, right? And then the big boys.
I like it.
You want to carry it, or you want me to hold it?
Well, I know you're probably worn out after picking up those others.
Woo, boy.
Yeah, so this is a part a customer sent in
Why
right
is this
here.
longer? Miha,
So I don't know the thread length on that. It's pretty coarse thread on this end.
very coarse.
And then you've got some millwork hex on the top. So big part, big nasty part.
Wouldn't you call that a reverse socket head?
People send us parts like that all the time, and then they want us to reverse engineer it and then make a new one.
That bad boy.
So this one's a little bit longer than that one, and I'm assuming there's a good reason for it, but same head, but a little bit different. So beautiful threads. You can see on that one the thread's damaged, so it looks like they
Tore that one up.
boogered up.
Boogered it up.
Boogered up is what I would say.
Okay, I know we always talk about words. Why do you call that boogered?
It boogered up. I mean,
Like, so where's that come
isn't that
Your boogers-
self-explanatory? I mean,
No,
you
my boogers
boogered it
are,
up.
but my boogers are don't look like that.
Maybe
so why
it's
they call
not
it?
relative to booger. We're gonna have to look up the etymology.
Can someone look that up? Where does boogered up come
Boogered
from?
up etymology?
Where does boogered up come from? Just Google it in the Google.
You know, but when you say it though, it's one of those things that the other person knows immediately what you're talking about.
For
if
sure.
you
Well,
say
it's been said
that's
forever.
boogered up.
But it doesn't make sense because it doesn't look like it's boogered up. It just looks like it's effed up. You know?
But okay, so let's say it's heft up, and then now we replaced it with some threads that are absolutely pristine.
Gorgeous.
Pristine.
So I asked you, and you probably didn't hear me, would you call that a reverse socket head? So instead of having an internal hex drive,
No.
it's an external hex drive on a round head. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean that's
like the
that's
invert.
very creative.
It's
I
the
mean,
invert.
You get a cookie for saying that, Bryce, but
It's an inverted socket head.
It's I wouldn't say that. I
So what
think
would you call it?
It's a hex drive on the top. Just,
is.
just because it's a smaller hex drive relative to the bolt size. It's still a hex drive.
So you'd call it
External hex drive.
You'd call it a mini hex flange bolt.
That's
because
exactly
that's a
what I would call it.
flange,
You read my
right?
mind.
You could technically call that a flange.
Yeah, and it's not boogered up at all.
No boogers on that one. Did you find out, Michaela, or did you give up?
Nobody is listening to us.
Not one person. Where does the term boogered up come from? Like, what's the origin? See, Jamie.
Jamie, you have heard that.
Boogered up.
If I had said this thread is boogered up, you'd know that the thread is damaged,
I
right?
would understand what you
Yes,
meant, but I've
yes.
never heard.
But it doesn't make
And that's
sense.
all that matters. That's all that matters.
I mean, I guess they said let's come up with something kind of gross
The
and say.
English language is a weird one. You know,
It's the weird
we've
ones.
got some weird ones, and maybe that's a Southern term.
That's it.
Probably Southern people are crazy, man. It's wild.
Maybe it's just Nacogdoches term.
That's even wilder. I don't even consider that Southern.
British slang.
Oh,
British
look at that.
slang.
Rude or in a bad state.
But why booger? Like, why would they say it's boogers?
If you look under etymology, it'll tell you the history.
Person who committed
Are we
sodomy.
delivering materials?
What?
That's boogered. That's why I'm trying to schedule a hot shot.
All right. Alton's going like
He might
X-rated.
have seen buggered up.
Buggered up is taking you back to the sodomy days.
Okay, we're digressing. We're digressing.
We always do.
Hard here.
Hard? Okay, yeah.
That's ChatGPT.
Should we shut it down?
We probably should.
Should we
I mean,
shut it?
They are going to find boogered up as soon as we get off the air.
Alton Googled buggered up.
I think the
And that-
original is buggered up.
That is a British term. Oh, and then it transformed into boogered up.
I'm guessing.
Always autocorrects me.
You know, that would make sense.
Buggered up?
We're going to go with that. So,
I think you should probably look this up and then post a little edit.
okay. But
Verbiage
the
on that.
fact is that everybody knows what you're talking about.
Buggered up.
Yeah, it's a variant.
So you misspoke. It's not buggered up. It's not
No,
buggered up.
but
It's buggered
the
up.
way we say it in the South would be boogered up.
Well, that dang thing is boogered up.
Exactly.
Buggered up is a variant of
We said it just like that.
sodomy.
That makes sense that, you know, a
sodomized.
boogered up thread refers to sodomy.
Yes.
Right, yeah. Makes tons of sense. How it all,
You know, I tried to cut off the podcast before it went this far, for the record.
but that's what we do. We talk about, you know, mindless, dumb shit.
Well, mission accomplished.
Mission is accomplished today. All right?
All
I
right.
think we do need to bring the drinking back at some point.
At some point, I think we're kind of on a health kick right now. How much are you down, Bryce?
Like 8 pounds. I mean, I'm
I'm
not
down
even.
25 pounds right now.
You're withering away.
25
To
pounds.
nothing.
Yes.
You look good, man. You do.
I'm losing
and I'm
it.
glad you got rid of the, like,
And what
The
what was
afro.
wrong with that? Oh,
Do
it's
you have-
coming back.
No.
I'm actually just bringing it down so that it'll grow back faster.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
All right.
it's a cycle.
The only way that's allowed is if you put it in a ponytail.
It's the horseshoe mohawk, is what we call
The
it.
horseshoe.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, you know, I had the beard thing going on, and I had these
I do like that.
delusions of grandeur about having it down here
Yeah, I dig
and
it.
just being like burly. But man, it gets a little bit out there, and I can't stand it. I can't
It is
stand
tough to deal with.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed in the last podcast, I'm constantly doing this. I'm like, and that's all that.
Yeah.
Just right on my nose all the time. It's too much.
And then you go to, like, when you go to bed, you got like food and like sauce and stuff in your beard.
You know, I can't relate to you there,
yeah,
Bryce.
it happens, man.
Does it?
You can't feel it. You know,
You're just a messy eater.
I'm messy too. That's a good point. Very good point.
You have a drinking problem. And
Not
an eating-
anymore.
And an eating problem.
And an eating problem. Not anymore, really. I've slowed both down quite a bit. Quite a bit. All right.
All right, man, let's wrap it up.
Episode 118 in the books.
All right, boogered up.
Boogered up. Adios.
Cheers, man.
Peace.